What if I told you that the most perfect-looking town in Florida, a place so flawless that Hollywood handpicked it to be a fantasy world, was hiding a revolutionary secret in plain sight? Today, we're landing on number 17 in our countdown of the best coastal towns. Welcome to Seaside, Florida, a real-life dream that's more than just a pretty beach. Behind its pastel cottages and white picket fences lies a radical idea that changed how we build American towns. Before Seaside, this was just 80 acres of scrubland on the Florida Panhandle, owned by Robert Davis's grandfather. Inherited by Davis in the late 1970s, he saw more than a family retreat. He saw a blank canvas. Davis wasn't interested in another gated community or high-rise. He wanted to build a real community, inspired by the walkable, neighborly towns of his grandfather's era. He believed the design of a town could shape lives, foster connection, and create a true sense of belonging. This wasn't nostalgia, it was a blueprint for a better way to live. And it all started with a simple question. What if we built towns for people, not just for cars? To bring his vision to life, Davis teamed up with architects Andres Duaney and Elizabeth Plater Zyberg. They studied classic southern towns, Charleston, Savannah, St. Augustine, learning what made them vibrant and walkable. Their findings became Seaside's DNA: narrow streets, public squares, and a mix of housing types. Every house required a front porch close to the street, and most homes were within a 5-minute walk of the town center. The design code focused on how buildings related to the street and each other, not on a single architectural style. Homeowners could express their style as long as they followed the rules: porch, picket fence, placement. This approach sparked the new urbanism movement, proving we could build new towns inspired by the best of the old. Seaside became a manifesto in wood and stucco, a radical experiment in community design. The first lots in Seaside went on sale in 1981, and at first people were skeptical. Small lots, close houses, no front garages. But a few pioneers bought in, drawn to the promise of a simpler, more connected life. House by house, the town took shape, each cottage adding color and character. The architects enforced the code, weaving a community one porch at a time. Seaside's beach pavilions became icons. Each street ending at the Gulf features a unique architect-designed gateway to the sand. These pavilions are more than beach access. They're public art and neighborhood landmarks. Walk through Seaside and you'll see kids biking, neighbors chatting, and people strolling to the bookstore or amphitheater. Streets are for people, not cars. Porches and gardens dominate the view. The town center is a pedestrian square, ringed by shops, cafes, and a grassy amphitheater for concerts and markets. It's the community's living room, a model copied worldwide. And don't miss Airstream Row, vintage trailers serving up food, adding quirky charm and affordable eats. Seaside's creative, small-scale solutions make it feel alive and welcoming. Here, experience always comes before formula. The experiment was working, and the world was starting to notice. In 1998, Hollywood came calling. Director Peter Weir needed a perfect, almost surreal town and found it in Seaside. The film's success turned Seaside into an international sensation. Blurring the line between movie fantasy and real life, tourists flocked to walk Truman streets and see the iconic cottages for themselves. Seaside's unique look was broadcast to the world, and its legend grew. But the film also raised questions. Is Seaside a real town or just a beautiful illusion? Critics say planned communities can feel artificial, but for the people who live here, the design is a framework for a better life. Seaside's year-round residents are living the experiment, attending meetings, volunteering, and building real community. Seaside's new urbanist principles have spread worldwide. Walkable neighborhoods, mixed-use spaces, and human-scaled design are now mainstream. Seaside proved people would trade big yards for front porches and walkable streets. Good design became recognized as a social and economic asset, but success brought challenges: crowds, high property values, and questions about affordability and diversity. The town's perfection can feel exclusive, and its population less diverse than most. These are real issues, sparking ongoing debates about how to make beautiful, walkable communities accessible to all. Still, Seaside stands as a powerful example. We don't have to accept traffic-choked suburbs. We can choose places that put people first. Seaside's legacy is in the questions it asks about our own towns. Why can't they be both functional and beautiful? It all started with 80 acres of sand and a radical idea: build a town around the simple pleasure of walking to the beach. Is Seaside perfect? No, but it's a bold pursuit of a better way to live. Here you park your car and walk, slowing down, noticing details, connecting with neighbors. Davis and his team didn't want a museum or movie set, but a living, breathing community. Seaside is a landmark in urban planning, challenging us to imagine a different future for our towns. It's built on the belief that our environment shapes our well-being and our relationships. As the world grows more digital and disconnected, places like Seaside feel more necessary than ever. The town keeps evolving, with new generations adding to its story. The experiment isn't over, it's a journey, not a destination. Creating great communities takes constant care and vision. What began as a family summer retreat became a lesson for the nation. Sometimes the most revolutionary ideas are the simplest, and it all started with one question. What if we built a town for people? Seaside is more than a pretty stop, it's a living idea that changed how we think about community. Its story reminds us that profound change starts with a simple vision. As we continue our countdown, let's carry Seaside's questions and possibilities with us. Thanks for joining us. Subscribe for the next stop on our journey through Florida's best coastal towns. We'll see you on the next one.